Has everybody had a chance to review the,
Yes, sir.
any correct?
At this time, sir.
All right,
In fact, if I may I make a motion that we accept the minutes as printed out?
yes.
I second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimously approved. Old business, none. Do we just have one, we just have one matter?
Yes.
One item.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna take up that matter. I'm missing a page here. Twenty 2505 BZA, is that the number for
That
it?
is correct.
3004 Somerset Drive. Staff have a report?
Yes. So, yes, this is case number 2025-05 PCA. So this case, the applicants are requesting a variance from section 4.03 of the adopted development regulations to allow a deck to project into the required rear yard 8 feet and be more than 36 inches above grade at 3004 Somerset Drive, which is a single-family residential home. The subject property is 0.18 acres in size. The existing deck, which actually I have a picture up here, is 8 feet by 18 feet. So it's 8 feet in depth and then 18 feet wide. It kind of insets into the home. So no part of the existing deck projects past the back wall of the home. Let me see. This one. Okay, so this dotted line here, right here, that is the existing deck. So it does not go past the back wall. What they're proposing is a 16 by 18 deck. So they're going to replace this existing deck with the 16 by 18 foot deck, which would be from here up is 16 and then by 18. So according to our development regulations, section 4.03 states, an open unenclosed deck or paved terrace may project into a required rear yard for a distance not exceeding 10 feet, but no closer to the property line than 15 feet in any case. A deck or paved terrace under this exception may not be more than 36 inches above grade surrounding the structure and shall be open to the sky with no roof or wall structure except reasonable railings. And then after the required notification, staff did not receive any comments. So we did something a little different this time. So you'll notice in the policy report that staff actually made comments on the 5 criteria. And staff does recommend the variance be granted. If you have any questions, staff can answer it, and the property owners and the contractor here as well.
You just gotta bring an agenda order. Can you bring that next time?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't bring my book. I
Yeah,
apologize.
that's all right.
Yes, I will.
All right, so do we open it to the public for comment? Is there anyone here to speak for or against this request? Now would be your time to address, and you should step up to the podium.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Okay.
Ashley Brinkman. I'm the contractor for this project at 3004 Somerset. I believe the regulation is, just trying to set how far out we can extend into the backyard. And with their house in particular, given that the existing deck is, inset into the house, not, protruding past the back wall, it seems to me that this is a, case that's outside the norm. As she said in the code before, we're still staying outside of the 15-foot setback in any case. We have, even with this proposed addition, 16 feet to the rear yard. I think that's, basically all I have to say about it, unless you have any questions that I can answer or anything.
Sure, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. The, actually, in here, the description mentions really nothing about whether there's, with regard to a deck that's extended out 8 feet, is that correct, 8 feet?
Uh-huh.
Okay, 8 feet from the structure, is there going to be a, some type of railing or something like that? Is that your plan?
Yes, yeah, we have in our plans a 36-inch high metal railing.
Okay, so just like the one that's here right now on the inset, right?
Right.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
And then, so then that would be on both sides and then across the front of the deck? Is that correct?
Yeah, it would block the entire perimeter.
Okay. So that really addresses my only question I have. Other than that, I think I understand.
Ron, I see the look on your face.
Well,
So,
that's wood there, right?
That looks like vinyl, but I mean,
I'm not sure what, I can't tell from the picture, I'm not sure if that's, but we intend on having a handrail to block all sides.
will it be a stair rail or a stairwell on this, or is it just?
No, we don't have any plans for stairs on the addition.
Okay.
And so we're just basically coming out to the end of the concrete, is really where it works out to be.
Yeah.
I don't have any further questions on it.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else that wants to speak on this matter?
you can if you want, it's.
You don't have to.
I just don't understand what the problem is. I'm sorry.
It looks, isn't it the
It's just
36
a
inch?
balcony.
Yeah.
It's just
It
the
is.
36 inches above grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all the decks I've been on in this town.
And you will notice, and
10
like,
feet.
like staff stated, on these conditions, I mean, one of the factors is that their entire rear yard is the required rear yard. So they have a very, very small rear yard. I believe,
Well,
you'll even see the neighbors. This thing's very slow. They also have a deck in the rear yard. It's just more on the side, so you have one here and you have one here, it's just on the side. Their deck, the proposed one, is gonna be here off the center.
Are those decks on the neighbors up 10 feet or 8 feet? Or are they down on the ground?
I believe they are, aren't they?
No.
They're
Yeah,
off, yeah.
coming out of they're split level houses and they're coming out of the main floor. Ours was just a balcony. It's a house built by Riley's, they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah, so this is their home here,
Mhm.
and you can
Some
see
people
in
had
between
pushed
here,
out in the beginning, we just didn't.
yeah.
It's more, are the neighbors more than 36 inches off the ground? Yeah,
It's gonna be like the second story deck as well.
right.
I wonder if you can see it in here.
Actually, I guess I do have another question. In your construction material, what kind of posts are you using? What size?
6x6 pressure treated posts.
okay. And then it does look, in this picture, aren't we then supposed to have, let's see, the distance between the deck and the property line should be, what, about 16 feet?
It's 16 feet.
Is that correct? Okay. And if this deck is, if you gain a variance to build it and to construct it and put it up, what would the distance be from that deck to the property line then?
Well, it would be 16 feet.
16 feet?
So, yeah, so
Okay.
up here,
Uh-huh.
that 16 feet on the TV screen, that is for the proposed deck.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, I didn't understand now. Okay, thank you. Okay.
All right. No one else to speak on the matter. We'll close the meeting to the public. Any discussion or comments from any of the commissioners?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything more from staff? No? All right. To approve a variance request, there are 5 questions that have to be answered by a majority of the commissioners. Each one has to be answered to admit, is it admit or it's actually agree or disagree?
Yep.
Yes.
So at least 2 of the 3 board members have to agree on each of the following 5 questions, and rather than read the long preamble, I'm just going to read those requirements. The first one is that the variance requested arises from such condition which is unique to the property in question and is not ordinarily found in the same zone or district and is not created by an action or actions of the property owner or the applicant. And again, the commissioners will either agree or disagree with that. And we'll start here to my left. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
The second question, that the granting or statement that the granting of the permit for the variance will not adversely affect the rights of the adjacent property owners or residents. Let's start from the same side again.
I agree.
I agree.
Agree.
The third statement, that the strict application of the provisions of the development regulations from which the variance is requested will constitute unnecessary hardship upon the property owner represented in the application. Commissioner,
I disagree.
or board member, I suppose. I agree.
I agree.
That the variance desired will not adversely affect the public health, safety, morals, order, convenience, prosperity, or general welfare.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Finally, that the granting of the variance desired will not be opposed to the general spirit and intent of the development regulations.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I'm just reading what staff.
Sorry.
They're- I'll agree.
I agree.
All right, so the application has been approved. And are there any conditions that we wish to place on this? Suppose we can put conditions on,
You can, conditions or restrictions?
conditions or restrictions. I don't have any in mind.
Well, the contractor is basically stated any conditions that, or at least answered the questions earlier. The posts would be 6 by 6 wood, and I presume then there would be a railing to the front and or sides and sides extending out on that deck, and that would be, I think, part of that it must meet the
This does go through, we'll get a building permit. And we'll
Yeah, so they have to do
They have to
that.
meet building codes.
Yeah, it has to do that.
Okay, good. Well, then I have no other issues.
No issues here, sir.
All right, so it has been approved without any conditions. Good luck. Any other business?
No, sir.
Anybody want to move to adjourn the meeting?
Oh,
Sure.
and we will have, I'm sorry, we will have, there's one item on the agenda for next month,
Okay.
so we'll have a meeting next month.
I'm gonna put an alarm on my phone. Rather than just assume I'll look. Sorry for being late.
Yeah, no sweat. So, sir, if I may, then I'd like to make, or propose a motion that we go ahead and vote to terminate our meeting tonight.
I second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, aye.
So ma'am, then I hope we've answered your question as to, I'm not sure that you asked, you said you weren't sure as to why, what the purpose of all this
I
was.
guess I just didn't understand, everybody else has these decks, and then when it comes to our house, we have all these problems.
And I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
know if they
I don't know how they
a
got
variance
it.
request for that.
It doesn't matter,
But-
it's fine, we're happy with it. The existing balcony has tile.
Does.
It's tiled, and it's getting old, and we just need to make a change. And we